I'm Nick Seco from Home Right Windows and Doors, and we're located in Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. So we do vinyl replacement windows, we do steel and fiberglass entry doors, we do aluminum storm doors, and we do sliding patio doors, all made by Provia. The windows are a vinyl replacement window, and it could be anything from double hungs to casements to bay and bow windows and everything in between. So when somebody calls in the office and needs an estimate, they get Roxanne on the phone typically, and she would schedule an appointment for me to come out and take some measurements, provide some literature, go through what options we have, and then I would follow up within about 24 to 48 hours with an estimate with all the details of the products as well as the installed price. I find that we're typically much more affordable than the companies that you see advertising on TV or in a lot of other places. If they're spending a lot of advertising dollars, obviously they're passing those costs on to their consumers. You could go to our website at homerightwaynesboro.com, or you could call us at 717-749-4874.
Local and live, covering Franklin and Washington counties, it's Let's Talk TriState with Tiny and Katie.
Welcome to Let's Talk TriState, powered by Home Right Windows and Doors in Waynesboro. The right choice winner in the 2024 Best of the TriState Awards. Someone who I haven't gotten to see really a lot of for quite a while. Brittany Arizmendi, she's the Director of Community Engagement for the City of Hagerstown, online, downtownhagerstown.org. Brittany, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm great. Last time we saw each other on Let's Talk TriState, I think it was around the holidays, and you were talking about the horse and carriage rides that you do at your house. Coincidentally, I know you live in Williamsport, right? But I don't know specifically where you live. So when I was driving through there a few weeks ago, as a matter of fact, knowing our interview was coming up today, I thought, I wonder if I could pick out the house she lives in. Because Williamsport's not that big, right?
That's true.
Like, it has to be a house that has room for a horse and carriage. So I'm looking around, and I don't think I made any headway on that. But you're here today to talk about Hagerstown.
Yes.
Now, as you can see in the graphic over our shoulders here, the big topic today is going to be Hagerfest. That is coming up this weekend. Super excited about that, being from downtown, or being from Hagerstown, and essentially downtown Hagerstown. Hagerfest, always a big deal. So take us through, what is Hagerfest? What all does it include for the town?
Sure. So Hagerfest was a festival back in the late 80s, and we think 1990 was the last year that it happened.
Okay, that sounds about right.
So last year we brought it back. So what Hagerfest is, it's a music and art festival that spans the entire length of downtown Hagerstown.
Okay.
So for this year we have, and we also switched it from September to May.
Nice.
Because there's so much happening in the fall. So we're hoping this will kind of be the kickoff to our event season and everything that happens from there.
Almost a kickoff to summer in a
Exactly.
way. Yeah.
Exactly. So we'll have 4 different stages across downtown. University Plaza, which is our one outdoor stage, live at Hub City Vinyl, Hub City Brewery, and then Bailey Bagels and Brews. So those are our 4 stage locations. We'll have different music happening on the hour, every hour from 11 a.m. until 8 p.m.
Wow.
And then we'll have an after party at Live at Hub City Vinyl, which is going to be a silent disco.
That building, that location, that company is so amazing. What a venue and a treasure in Hagerstown that is.
Yes, and they're expanding, which we're really excited
I heard
about.
that.
So we're still going to be using their smaller venue space right now because the new one isn't open yet, but that will give us more options for future years. But yes, we're really excited about that.
So basically it is a weekend, and is it both days, or is it 3 days?
It's Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
The future vision is to make it Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we're building up to that. So Friday night, there will be a kickoff with an art exhibition. So you have a group of local artists at 6 North Potomac Street. Okay. All of these events, except the silent disco. So the after party you have to pay for, but everything else is free and open to the public.
That's incredible. And this, you said, is basically running the length of downtown Hagerstown.
Yes.
Now, just for those listening, especially on 92.1, is this in any way affect traffic flow?
Nope.
Okay.
No street closures. We try to not close the streets unless we absolutely have to. All streets will be open. We'll have food trucks behind the Maryland Theater in a space called Hatter's Plaza. And of course, visit our downtown restaurants as well. They'll all be open. Barbara Ingram will be having 2 art exhibits as well on Friday evening.
Wow.
And then the art exhibition at 6 North Potomac, they'll be open on Saturday.
This sounds like just an incredible event. It sounds both bigger but yet more intimate than when I was growing up. It's interesting how you do that. You know, there's so many different venues, and like you said, so how many total performances are there? Do you offhand? You said every hour, right?
Yes. So I think there's 3 at each state.
Wow.
There's probably over 10 performances, well over 20 musicians that'll
Yeah.
be involved throughout the day.
That's incredible.
We're kicking the day off with Kelly Bell Band out of Baltimore.
Yeah.
And then our last performance is at Hub City Brewery, and that's Staff Infection.
Oh, they're so
which is
good.
a local band. So, and then all in between there, we have Maryland Symphony Orchestra. We have some jazz music. Barbara Ingram commercial band's going to be playing.
Okay.
So we have a wide variety of different genres and different people from all over.
Sounds like it. That is just an incredible day. If anyone wants information, downtownhagerstown.org is the website for all of this.
So we do have some information on that site, but for our Arts and Entertainment District, HagerstownANE.org is the best place to look for that. And then there's a whole section for Hagerfest on there.
That's amazing. Cannot wait. Hagerfest coming up this weekend, Friday and Saturday. As Brittany said, tons of venues. 4 different venues?
4 different venues.
You kind of caught my ear with, I'm a big bagel fan, with is it Bailey's Brews and Bagels?
Bailey Bagels and Brews.
Bailey Bagels and Brews. And where are they located?
They are at 53 West Washington Street.
Okay.
So they're still relatively new. They're right off the Cultural Trail. So University Plaza is at 50 West. So right across the street is Bailey Bagels and Brews. And actually they have outdoor seating right along the Cultural Trail.
Okay. Very nice. And have you had their bagels?
I have.
And?
They're very good.
Okay. What's their best one? Well, what's your favorite one? Just in general.
I always get like the whole wheat, but I've also had their everything bagel, which is really good.
Yeah.
Those 2 are probably my favorite.
I'm a plain. Just give me a plain bagel.
I haven't tried their plain bagel,
Man,
but I'm
that
sure they're
sounds so
good.
Okay, anyway. Next time you come, maybe you just bring some bagels.
I
and
could.
we'll
That's a good idea.
We'll call it Square. Okay, speaking of Square here, we have Thunder in the Square. It's actually 2 events, Thunder in the Square and Music in the Plaza, which is happening, according to my notes here that you gave me, May 9th.
Yes.
Okay, tell us about those events.
So Thunder in the Square, I don't know how long it's been going on, for a long time. So that's hosted by the Alsatia Club. It's a classic car show. There's cars, trucks, motorcycles, tractors, a wide variety. Now that event does close down the
that
streets.
has some street closures.
Yes, that closes down multiple streets. So make sure you plan your trip to downtown accordingly, because there's also a game at Meredith Park that night.
Okay.
So there will be several events happening downtown. And then we are doing the music part of this. So Music in the Plaza will be the same evening. And we're featuring the Cruisers, which is like a 60s retro band. So we feel like that fits well with the classic car show.
I love that.
And it's free. So if you have a car, you pay when you come in, and that's the Alsatia Club that takes care of all of that. But if you're just a spectator, it's free to attend, and the Music in the Plaza is free as well.
For some of you who have classic cars that would otherwise go to these events, let us put your mind at ease, because one of the big things that I used to always hear, I used to be president of the Hub City Cruisers, and we would meet at the old county market building.
Okay.
And one of the big things was if it's not organized, that group of people, I don't blame them, that they don't want anything to do with it. The Alsatia Club are the ones who organize the Mummers Parade. So just so you know, put your mind at ease. It will be very well organized, I'm sure.
Yes.
So Thunder in the Square, get your classic cars out. Hopefully beautiful weather. Now's the season when it's that perfect time where it's not too hot. We're coming into just the warmer months. And then we have also same day, Music in the Plaza. Now, are these events, they just happen to be the same day, or it's a kind of a joined effort?
I would say it's kind of a joined effort.
Okay.
Because we like to do Friday music in the plaza. So we feel like this fits well with the theme, with the car show. So, and we'll also have another one in September. So Alsatia Club hosts 2 Thunder in the Squares, one in spring, one in the fall. So we'll also have live music there as well.
And you said the Cruisers are the Music in the Plaza.
Yes.
Right? Okay. And then Classic Car Show. Now, when it comes to the Classic Car Show, are there restrictions on that one? Do you know? Is it just, bring anything? Or are there, some people say, well, you can't bring new stuff. And, there's usually, sometimes there's a year cut off.
I don't think there is a year cut off. The only reason why I say that is because think it was last year, there was actually a Tesla in it. So I think they welcome.
I've seen pictures of the newer stuff. I just wanted to make sure that, that's always another question that's asked.
Yes.
Okay. So now we've wrapped up those events, and we have one. Brittany said, "Do you know when I'm going to be back for my next interview for Let's Talk Tri-State?" Which I told you, and I'm putting it on record. You can, whenever you want, you can come back. So don't think that we can't get you here before this event. I had no idea we were going to cover this, but this is something that I cannot wait for. Tell us about the Memorial Day Candlelight Concert.
Yes, so we had a group reach out to us. The name of their band is the Federal City Brass Band. Okay. It's a Civil War era brass band. Wow. They're actually going to be at the Sharpsburg Memorial Day Parade the morning of Saturday, May 24th. Okay. So they reached out asking, saying, "Hey, we would really like to perform outdoors in front of the Maryland Theater. Can you make this happen?" So we sought out some information, and we are able to make that happen. Yeah. So we're super excited. We're going to be having them Saturday, May 24th at 7 p.m. on the steps of the Maryland Theater. They'll be performing. Wow. So it's free. Just bring a chair. We'll have the street closed that day on South Potomac Street. So come enjoy and have a good time. Think about
when I just had this video, this mental image come into my head when you're describing this. During the Civil War, obviously Antietam Battlefield, Sharpsburg is one of the most sought after areas to visit when it comes to all things Civil War. Obviously Gettysburg, but the soldiers would have marched and been right there where they're going to be performing on Memorial Day weekend, the 24th, right on the steps of the Maryland Theater, historic downtown Hagerstown. I mean, just 6-7 miles north of Antietam Battlefield. So that the history that is there, and then you arrange to have a brass band play. Good for you, Brittany. My goodness, that's incredible to have put that together. That's going to, in the evening too, a candlelight. I mean, wow. Well, I got to give you a clap for that one. That is awesome. Thank you for doing that. That's going to be an amazing event. And I will be there front and center because I love brass bands, I love Civil War, I love history, and of course I love Hagerstown. Okay. So we'll look for you there. We're all in. Brittany, is there anything else that you wanted to cover before we let you go? Because like you said, you don't know when you're going to be back. Follow us on Facebook, Downtown Hagerstown, and Instagram. Visit downtownhagerstown.org. We have a lot of activities happening. Yeah. We also have other organizations hosting events and bringing them downtown. So join us this summer in downtown Hagerstown. Let's have a good time. I will say too is that your website is so chock full of things to do, and it covers some extra area, and there's so many. This doesn't mean to sound diminishing, but there's so many smaller events that we couldn't possibly cover all of them. But they're all listed. Most all of them are free, and you'd be amazed at what is happening in your backyard that you didn't even know about. And what I love about this area is any event that's happening in Hagerstown, Chambersburg, Greencastle, Waynesboro, in any of those towns, the other towns are 100% welcome to just come join in. And it's almost like there's not even a discernment between where one town ends and another begins. And I love that atmosphere. I love when you're in Waynesboro, you have an event in Waynesboro, you have people from Hagerstown come in Smithsburg, and vice versa. It's all about the community, and Hagerstown obviously is not called the hub city for nothing. So that's right. We're very glad to have you, Brittany, on Let's Talk Tri-State, and we're so obviously glad to have you. If you like what you hear on 92.1, you can also follow us on 921 The Goat's Facebook page and our YouTube page, where you can see all of these interviews in their entirety and in color. And Brittany is just a wonderful guest to have, and we hope to have her again before long. So Brittany, go ahead and book that now. Okay. Before you leave today, let's get you booked, okay? Sounds great. All right. So let's talk Tri-State. Let's talk Tri-State.
If you'd like to be featured on an upcoming episode of Let's Talk Tri-State, call 717-597-9200 or email letstalk@921thegoat.com.